In this episode of PostTrans TV, we're going to use PostTrans to extract stock information, edit it easily and push it back into Exchequer. Indeed, we'll create some new stock items and show you how it can really save time and allow you to streamline your management processes. So here I am in a template that comes with PostTrans, and we can access them through the PostTrans toolbar, which we can see here. We have a help button here which gives us a list of all the examples importing customer and supply information, price matrices, sales orders, stock adjustments, all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Let's just close that down. So I've previously already opened my example here, and you can see in row 1 we have a series of tags. Now these tags define the relationship between each Excel column and an Exchequer field, in this case on a stock record. So here we've got several reserved and required codes, and we'll see them in action in a bit. But here you can see we've got stock code, its parent code, the description one, price band A, B and C, minimum quantity, user defined type, stock type and valuation. When you create a stock item in Exchequer, you obviously need a parent code. You need to tell it the stock valuation. You also need to tell it all the GL codes. So they're all listed here. Now we have a search column here. So in the search column I can enter BA and tab away, and it's going to show me all these stock items beginning with BA. If I typed space and 10W, it would search all the descriptions for anything with 10W in them. Now I'm just going to select an item, and you'll see PostTrans has now filled in the whole row of the Excel spreadsheet with that record. So if I want to change a value, I can just simply overtype it, and maybe we want to change that to £4.50. We can then press the post transaction toolbar, and now it's going to say if I created some item, what defaults would the system use. They're the defaults. Let's just ignore all that. You can see now it says updated, so it's basically updated that one record in Exchequer. Now you can do some of this with OLE, but you can't create stock items. We'll do that in a second. There's also another nice feature in that I could take a whole list of stock codes, copy them and paste them into that column we've just seen. And now if I press update lookups, it says, do you want to use the values in that column? So if I answered no, it would pull through all stock items based on some criteria. I'll demonstrate that at the end of the video, but I'm just going to say yes. So what it's done is it's now read that little list I pasted in and pulled through all those stock items. So now I can display them, and I can go through and easily edit them. And for instance here, maybe we've got user defined one as a flag, whether I want to export something to an external website or something. So now again we press the post transaction toolbar, and now PostTrans will look through for any changes and update only those records that I physically changed. So you could say, well, how does it know how they've changed? Well, you can see here under the error description column, it's written a series of codes. So it matches those codes, basically allow it to detect any changes in that row, and thus only update those that have changed. Now it's also flagged them as updated, meaning they were updated. Now if I press the button again, we should see no changes were made, so we should see nothing updated. Any column with a little arrow up in allows us to do in-cell searching. So for instance, these are GL codes over here. Now if I press space and tab away, we see all our GL codes. Or if I type in space SAL, then we should see all our sales GLs. So you can see there, this works for VAT codes and any other codes. Anyway, getting back to the point. So we've got this nice clump of data here, which we've edited. But let's create some new stock items. So say we're going to create a new range of bulbs. So what I could do is I could just easily paste them down there. And now obviously I need to change the stock code because it's a new range. I'm just going to put a B in there. And of course then we have to think about where they're going to appear on our stock tree. So at the present, let's just quickly pop up our stock tree. What are they? They're bulbs, so they're in lighting products, I would imagine. Bulbs, bayonet probably. So they're underneath here, I think, bayonet. Yeah, bayonet. So in actual fact, I could change that to this code here, which would be screw fit. So let's just change that. Let's type SC, and there's our screw fit category. And now, of course, I can just drag that down. So you'll see here PostTrans has put a comma in. So basically, it will read the code before the comma. The rest is a description, so you could understand what it is. Of course, we would then change the description, and multiple lines here again are broken down with a comma. So, of course, obviously we would change the prices. And now we're ready to create the new stock item. Let's just post that in. And therefore, we've now created another 4 items under that one group. So now if I probably refresh this tree here, stock tree, lighting, bulbs, and we put them under bulbs, yeah, we can see our new items, which I would guess are either this one, there we go, WB, I put a B on the end. So there we can see how we can easily copy and create a whole new range of stock items. So as I said earlier, if there's nothing in this search column, then if I press update lookups, and I'd answered no to that previous question, PostTrans then presents this dialog box, which allows me to add criteria to extract data from the stock information. So, I could put in here a preferred supplier. So all my stock items supplied by Farnells are now going to be listed. So if I wanted to do a price update based on the one supplier or some other criteria, maybe it's a season, you've got a code in there with a season or a cost center or a department or maybe even a GL code, then you can just pull it out, and you just pull it out, edit this. So let's make some edits here, 23, 21, etc. And then just press the post transaction button and do a very, very quick and simple. And one last point, as all this data is validated, so if I type complete rubbish in here, oh well, it's told me it doesn't exist, but let's try and import that. And I believe there it says invalid stock nominal. So I hope you can see there, this could save quite a lot of time when creating large amount of stock items or editing your existing stock information within Exchequer Enterprise.